The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. By the way, before we move forward, I looked at some of the reviews of those sunlight lamps you can buy for your house, make you happy. Mm-hmm. Half and half. You know.
Well, you're the half that doesn't believe it, and me and Case do.
3.2 stars on the one I looked at for $20.
Really?
Yeah, just 3.2 stars. Like I said, if
you're the 1.8, we're the 3.2. I mean, someone's always going to complain, Brian.
Yeah, normally it's Brian.
Wait, the 0.8. Wait, how's that work with the math?
No, 1.8. If it's 1 to 5, the rating, and you said 3.2, that means 1.8 people didn't like it, but 3.2 did.
I
right?
follow.
Is she right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you confused about?
Well, 3.2, the 1.8 is higher than that, so they like it.
Yeah.
You said they don't like it, the 1.8.
They don't.
They don't. 3.2 liked it out of 5.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I get it. The 1.8 didn't like it. I got it. All right, my bad. I don't think I'm getting one. I'll just see. I'm going to watch you guys more carefully for the next 6 months and see if you're really happy.
Well, I'm delighted.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, what Case is not delighted about is the upcoming eclipse in 2 weeks on April 8th that's going to cross paths with Illinois and Indiana. And he honestly said to me, Kara, I'm scared of this because I don't understand it. It's concerning that not more people are talking about it.
Well, here's kind of where I'm at. I feel like everybody got this memo about this eclipse, and I did not.
Yeah.
I agree. They're not really talking about it much. I thought they would more as well.
I don't know. I just learned it's coming April 8th. Is that what you said?
April 8th across the Midwest. It's one of the greatest things nature can provide you. And everybody should take a look at it with the special glasses. Get those glasses out there. The last time it happened was 2017. I remember going outside.
Awesome.
So I was actually exiled from Chicago at that time. I was in Philadelphia meeting. So did it happen here?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It got pretty dark. We weren't in totality, but it was good. I mean, it was definitely dark. Like the Prudential building has a huge outside 11th floor, so I was there. So which is kind of nice because the buildings were in the way. But you can't look up, Case. Don't look up without the special glasses. But you'll notice everything around you will suddenly get real dark.
See, where I was at, it was a total eclipse on the East Coast, and we had the glasses. And so what happens, Case, is there's the sun and the moon and the earth.
I follow.
The moon is in between the sun and the earth.
And as we discussed and established with Al Roker Jr. about 3 weeks ago, we can't go in the moon the same way we can go in the earth.
Yeah, we can't go. At Columbia College Education coming in full there.
I was asking people, Kara, why people, they can't live on the moon, because I was saying, you know how we're in the earth? But we're not in the moon.
And by the way, Case does not smoke weed. I'm just letting everybody know that. We're in the earth.
I'm just naturally dumb.
Don't be so hard on yourself. I'm trying to educate here. So the eclipse is...
Mansplain the eclipse to me. Go ahead.
So when the moon takes his pants off...
Is that why it's called getting moon? Because
That's
the moon
right.
takes his pants off?
Facts. So the moon gets exactly between the sun and the earth and casts a small shadow in some parts of the country, and we're blessed to have that near us coming up in just a week and a half. Now, it's not going to hit Chicago, but Chicago will experience it.
Yeah.
Chicago will get that partial eclipse and a little bit of darkness. It will look weird. It's pretty cool. In fact, the sun gets brighter when that happens, by the way, not less, bright. And then...
Wait, what?
When the moon is going over the sun, and even if it's a partial, the sun looks brighter to us even still because of the amplification of the blockage.
That makes no sense. But
It's a physics thing that I don't understand either, but I know it's true.
Is that why you have to wear the glasses?
Yes, even the partial eclipse, you should not look up at the sun.
Right.
But Trump did in 2017.
Trump goes like,
it was
I don't
awesome.
need the glasses. Everything's fine. You should wear the glasses, but I can look up at it.
That was awesome.
Yeah. He still can see, so maybe he's right.
You
I don't know.
You could even stay inside, since you like to stay inside, and watch online, because they'll have good cameras showing it. Adler Planetarium probably does.
I was going to say, Adler
Yeah.
Planetarium probably has a feed that's going to show it, and you'll be able to see it safely. But it's cool to look at in real life, because this is like that moment where you sit and look. I'm not trying to get too deep and introspective and hippie-like here.
Boy.
But you see how small we are. Life, what we do, our little problems, they're not anything. That's the moon up there blocking the sun out. That's awesome. That is so impressive. And we need to stop and look at nature and things that happen as opposed to just that pothole that screwed up my tire and now I got to go fix it. I know that sucks. It happens to me all the time. But just pause and enjoy the eclipse for a couple damn minutes and appreciate what God created.
follow-up question. This isn't like hell opening up, right? There's going to be no chain reaction to this eclipse.
You know, I kind of wonder, honestly, because during a full moon, more women go into labor. So
Oh, really?
will something happen? Yeah.
Where'd you get that fact?
From when my daughter was born 2 months preemie, I stayed with her in the hospital, and the nurses told me, I made a joke. Oh, it's a full moon this Friday. You're going to be busy? And they go, oh, yeah, we will be. Like, it really happens.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's a woman's intuition.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, you know, if you want to go back in history a little bit,
Oh, boy.
the smart people out there that believed in science, I'm talking about like, you know, year 500 and stuff. One guy, I can't remember who he was, but he said, if you don't listen to me, I'm going to block out the sun. Now, he had predicted this. He was an astronomer, so he knew what was going to happen. He predicted.
Nice.
And he said it at a certain time. And then the sun blocked out. Everybody started freaking out. Go, "Yo, whatever you say, bro. Whatever you say,
That's
we'll do.
genius.
I think it led to like 1,000 years of slavery in that country because,
Well, that sucks.
because the guy was a bad guy. But he knew how to predict the eclipse. And he said, and he knew it. They're like, oh my God, we're sorry we said anything.
Okay, all right.
So
it's April 8th.
It's April 8th. It's going to go across. If you want a total eclipse in Illinois, you got to go down to Carbondale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I guess it's going to go across Indianapolis too,
It's-
where your house,
yes,
hometown.
It's going to be a big thing in Indianapolis because they're selling tickets to watch the eclipse where the Indy 500 is, the Brickyard.
Yeah.
And people are
Oh,
like,
nice.
they're selling tens of thousands of tickets.
Yeah,
But
hotels are sold out in Carbondale.
That's why I got confused. Was I was like, well, wait, what is happening? I don't understand the hubbub over all of it. Why do you need to be at the Brickyard or in Carbondale? Is it gonna? Follow-up question.
Well, you have a lot of follow-ups.
Yes,
It's going to
you
be,
do.
first off, it is a big deal. It's 7 years, and it doesn't happen very often in your area. So we're
Yeah.
Is it weird to have it happen within 7 years of each other, or is there
Probably.
normally a bigger gap in between?
I'm guessing that is kind of amazing.
It depends where you live, obviously, because
Yeah.
it happens. You know, I think we got lucky this time. It's closer. I think it is not always as close in a total
Okay.
eclipse.
Is it gonna get cold when the eclipse happens?
It's like for 2 minutes. Just
It's
so
not
you
going to
know,
get.
not
It's not
even.
going to. It's not going to get cold for 2 minutes. But I mean, if you want to have a hoodie nearby, go for it.
Maybe a shawl, maybe
Yeah.
a cardigan.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be chilly.
I know.
I hate it.
It's not going to get cold. Any more questions?
I'm still worried.
Of course.
This feels like
There's
it's
not
the
going to be a
start of-
tsunami on Lake Michigan.
Oh
You're-
my God, tsunamis
Yeah.
are terrifying. Underrated natural disaster. Those
Yeah.
things are really bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's bad. Eclipse, not bad.
Uh-huh.
The eclipse is a wonderful thing. I think we should get tickets to the Indy 500 Stadium where they should probably put on a race too. If everybody's in there, why don't they just put some cars on the track? Doesn't that make sense?
I guess.
Has everybody here seen an eclipse? I mean, our listeners, if you've not seen one, I'll get in a car and drive with you to Indiana to see a better spot. I'd rather go toward Indiana than probably Carbondale.
Yeah.
We wouldn't call this a disaster, would we?
No.
No.
What's the scientific classification? Is it just a thing?
It's a total solar eclipse.
Okay. Where the moon and the sun, when they love each other, they get together.
Yeah. Also, 224 texted him because I said, it creates a small shadow. He goes, bro, it's the freaking moon. I get it. It's a big shadow, but it's only a small part of the earth that covers it. So don't be afraid of the eclipse. Get the glasses if you're going to look up, or just, we'll have a feed at Q101.com you can go to as well. It's coming up in a couple weeks.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We have Gil Curtis with your headlines in a minute. And, of course, sports coming up, a lot happening with the Bulls, and more Piece of Garbage Madness updates coming on your voting at Q101's Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram on who was the biggest piece of garbage of the past year. You can vote on it. You decide who advances. Thanks to Double Features Mike for reminding me about Tom Skilling with the 2017 Eclipse. He went down to Carbondale to see it there, and he was crying. Case the producer doesn't know how to feel about it. He's scared. He wonders if it's going to get cold for 2 minutes when the eclipse happens here.
I just need to know what to be ready for.
I feel like it did get a little chilly.
It does not get
No?
chilly.
It
When the
was
sun-
freezing, Kara. That's what I heard.
It was not freezing. You're going to be okay. But if you feel more comfortable, have a shawl nearby and some mittens. But remember Tom Skilling when he was watching it, the great Tom Skilling crying. All these people he's with. Here he is.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh, my word. Wow. This is amazing. What do you think of this, guys? Wow.
He high-fived some dude.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I don't know. I think we're going to be back here again.
All right,
you know?
so am I.
This is
We'll see you back here.
Look at this. Oh, my word.
He didn't cry like that when he retired.
No, he didn't.
He was.
Look at the horizon, everybody. Look at that. It's like day to night.
Yep. Thank you, Tom Skilling, the legend. There you go. So the eclipse is a wonderful thing to escape our treacherous and sad lives sometimes.
Our treacherous and sad lives.
I'm just saying, we got to appreciate these things that make us look like our problem's small, and an eclipse is an incredible thing.
You're really moved by space.
Oh, I am. I'm a space nerd. I
Yeah.
absolutely am.
You're like a paranoid, nervous guy, but space makes you feel better.
Well, again, every night before I go to bed, I walk out on our little back deck and I look at the sky, especially when it's a starry night, and I go, wow, look at that. And we're just this, and all my problems go away.
I think
'Cause
about that
You
when I
do
wake
it?
up, yeah.
Me and Kara together.
I never look at the sky. I'm only looking at the ground.
Well, that's you're gonna run into things.
I've never like looked in the sky and been like, wow, this is amazing.
I want you to look at the sky for a week and let me know, just every night look at the sky before you go to bed, or just walk outside for a little bit and then tell me how you feel different.
Especially if it's a clear night and you can see the stars.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I mean, I've seen stars, but I've never like looked at them.
Doesn't sound like you have.
I've never really looked at
Sounds like
them.
you're looking at rats and soiled condoms on the ground.
Oh my God, it's true though. I live in Uptown. There's a lot out there.
That's what's all over there. That's right. So, yeah, we should all try to go see it in this path. It does suck. We have to go to Carbondale for the total eclipse, like Tom Skilling did.
Why is it always in Carbondale?
I know,
mean,
it was
you played that clip, I didn't realize it was also totality in Carbondale.
Carbondale
17.
could use an economic lift.
That's true.
So God said we'll put the solar eclipse over it twice in 7 years.
They get 2 eclipses every 200 years and then nothing for the next 200.
Oh,
it
nice.
seems like a fair trade-off.
It's funny. Big D checked in on the text line.
That's right.
773 says, last time this happened where it was so close was 1812 and then 1818 with a couple weeks. He said that was on Reddit. He saw.
So it must be true.
Must be true.
Yeah.
He said there was massive earthquakes and weather phenomenons.
So right after the second eclipse in 1818, they
Yeah.
dealt with earthquakes and massive phenomena.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Well, we got the cicadas coming.
We do, and that's, oh, God.
It's a
Disconnected.
cicada apocalypse. It's going to be the billions of cicadas for our summer here in spring in Chicago.
They're going to be having sex on Kenzie's porch like we talked
They
about.
pee on you and they have sex. That's what they
That's
do.
all they do.
And then they die.
And then they die.
Literally.
God, what a good life.
Well, I hope it's good sex and a good pee.
I hope so too, Kara.
Which would you hope would be better? The pee or the sex?
Sometimes a satisfying pee is the
Yeah.
best feeling in the world.
They've been underground for 17 years.
Imagine how bad they have to pee.
Oh, God. I was in bed for 45 minutes last night. I had to get up and pee.
Yeah.
17 years they're underground. And I got to say, that pee felt great.
I know.
It was really good. All right, there we go. I'll keep you posted on the eclipse. And here's more things to get up to date on with Gil Curtis and your headline.
Headline news. The CEO of Boeing will step down. I'm sure I speak for every flyer when I say, don't let the detached cabin door hit you on the way out. Today is National Wear a Hat Day. Done and done, replied insufferable hipsters as they bought a tiny fedora. Steven Tyler turns 76 today. He's working on 2 new songs, Love on an Acorn Stairlift and Dude Looks Like an Old Lady. Bob Barker's estate is hitting the market, which is a totally missed opportunity. Imagine if they would have given it away on a showcase showdown. And Tennessee passed a law protecting musicians from AI. It bans songwriting software from using the words beer, truck, or blue jeans. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. As we said, 8:20. We'll have some STP Live tickets coming up for you in a song scramble. People love playing that game, so we'll do that for you. And boy, what a wild scene yesterday. We just mentioned that question in trivia about P. Diddy, who had his homes raided yesterday. And I think it was yesterday. It was the last 48 hours this whole thing came down, but they showed federal agents going into his homes in Miami, New York, and L.A. All went in there. I mean, they went in there with tactical gear and machine guns.
Wow.
Yeah, they went full in like it was attacking a terrorist situation there, and maybe that's what it'll end up being. But no official word on what happened, but they took people out in cuffs.
Ooh.
And it was all based on a sexual misconduct allegations against him. It started a little while back with an artist named Cassie who sued in federal court back in November, accusing him of rape, decade-long pattern of abuse that began when she was 19 years old. This is close to 20 years ago this stuff happened. And she's an R&B singer. She was signed to his label, to Bad Boy Records, alleges sex trafficking, human trafficking, sexual battery, sexual assault, all kinds of sickening things that he was accused of. He settled with her out of court, but without admission of any kind of guilt. So got some money and paid off the situation to make it go away. But apparently it didn't go away because this may have opened up the door for other people to come forward and say, hey, that happened to me. And I don't want it just to go away with some money in this situation. Maybe I want to go further. Or when the feds get involved, I mean, it's not like a civil suit.
Right.
You're not looking for money anymore at that point. It's something that you go to jail for.
Yep.
At the same time, Diddy's plane was charted taking off. Maybe they used a FlightAware app like I do. Somebody tracked it and saw it going to the Caribbean.
So explain that to me, because that's the part that I got confused about yesterday. Was everybody, I think at this point, knows Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles were raided.
Yes.
But I saw this come across my Twitter timeline yesterday, and I wasn't sure if it was real or not.
Yeah.
The fact that Diddy allegedly fled the country. Do we have any more info on that?
There's no more info if he was on the plane, but the plane took off.
And TMZ claims that they have footage of him
Yeah.
at the Miami airport pacing around.
Looking nervous.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Like-
would look nervous if I were him, too.
Yeah.
Well, and just, is he going to get on the plane? Is he thinking maybe he was on a last-minute phone call? I've got this plane ready to go. You guys give me the green light. I'm getting on this plane. I'm getting the hell out of here. And there's no confirmed report whether he actually was on the plane and left. But I don't know if anybody's seen him in America since then. Like, I don't know if they've seen him on the ground in Miami since then.
No, just the TMZ footage of him, seemingly getting out of a car at the Miami airport and then, like Kara said, nervously pacing around.
Yeah.
That's the last time it seems like we've had any eyes on him. But people have claimed that his flight is up in the air and possibly headed towards and maybe in the Cayman Islands now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got tipped off or maybe one home got raided and he's not obviously in all three at the same time.
But
and
what's
said,
the
like,
point of leaving if everybody knows where you're going?
Well, but if he goes to the Cayman Islands, he's safe there, right?
Really?
Well, you can be extradited if in certain situations, but also some countries don't want to get involved.
Right.
Some islands or whatever.
Kara, this is
Governments.
This is the plot of the movie Paul Blart Mall Cop, where the people that robbed the mall that Paul Blart was the mall cop at, the whole heist, the getaway, was that they were going to go to the Cayman Islands where the U.S. government and the U.S. Forces could not retrieve them from said island.
So apparently Sean Combs is a fan of that movie.
I'm sure he loved Paul Blart. I mean, who didn't? One of Kevin James's best works.
Side note, Case has just watched Shawshank Redemption, Braveheart, and Back to the Future for the first time, but he's quoting Paul Blart Mall Cop like it came out yesterday.
I'd like to point out I've seen 2 movies in theaters more than once. One is Star Wars Episode 3, the other Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Oh, my goodness.
I love that movie.
Wow.
Star Wars Episode 3 and Paul Blart were the 2 movies you've seen in the theater twice?
Yes, I've seen them in theaters twice.
Have you seen a movie in the theater twice, Kara?
I don't know that I have, actually.
So I saw Wayne's World in the theaters twice.
That's awesome.
I saw Fight Club.
Haven't seen it.
In the theaters twice. And I saw Meet the Parents in the twice.
Why did you see Meet the Parents twice? I love that movie.
Because it was so good. I had to go back. I couldn't wait. It was so good. Those are the 3 movies I've seen in the
That's a
theater
really
twice.
funny list.
That's it. Fight Club, Meet the Parents, and Wayne's World. That's it. Well, we'll keep you updated on this story because this is going to get really ugly. When it gets to this point, as the lawyers for Cassie said, well, good, because maybe when the federal government gets involved in the situation, there's obviously something pretty legitimate going on in raiding homes.
I think you have to look at the Diddy situation, and I don't say this lightly by any means, but the allegations that are levied against him are very similar to one Epstein or two what Vince McMahon is currently going through right now. And these are, again, it's sex trafficking, it's underage women in the case of Diddy specifically. It's not good news.
This has an R. Kelly vibe to it.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, same deal. So we'll keep you updated on this story from P. Diddy.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 and an update on Piece of Garbage Madness. There's been some ridiculous matchups. It's a lot of fun. Go to Q101's Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram to vote. You decide who's worse, who moves on to the next round. And this is the last matchup in the deep dish region of Piece of Garbage Madness. It is a number 2 seed, Aaron Rodgers. So what do you think about Aaron Rodgers, anybody, right now? We'll start with him before I give you the other matchup. Who he's taking on?
I hate him less because he doesn't play for the Packers. It's a hot take. But
Wow. Okay.
I feel like I do hate him less now.
Yeah, he just, ever since he's gotten off the Packers, though, he's gone even more bonkers with some of his takes.
Yeah, I think it's really important to note, and I'll speak heavily on this as a known Aaron Rodgers hater. I mean, it's him and Elon Musk are at the top of my list of people I do not like.
Wow.
To be clear, you can believe largely whatever you want, and I'm fine. If you have some beliefs that align with Aaron Rodgers, go for it. Knock yourself out. Not my problem. The problem I have with Aaron Rodgers
Oh, boy.
is that
Oh, God.
he seems to think he is the most brilliant man to ever walk the earth. And that if you don't believe the same things as him, most of which have been proven to be inaccurate, but he's going to double down anyways, that you are a moron and you're an idiot and he's living on a higher plane than you and he feels the need, which is not something that smart people do, to announce that he is the smartest person in the room. If Aaron Rodgers was wacky, I would have no issue with him. If he was doing the darkness retreats he was doing, where he stayed in the dark room for 7 days or whatever to figure out if he was going to go to Green Bay or New York, if he was like, ugh, guys, it's just this weird thing I do, I'd be like, all right, that's kind of fun. I can get on board with this. But he's like, no, you're an idiot if you're not doing darkness retreats. You're actually living a less fulfilled life that way. And I have zero patience for him whatsoever.
So here's what I do, is that I don't really pay attention to what people say. So he doesn't get under my skin that much because he got under my skin when we had to play against him. I'm like,
Twice a
well, I'm
year.
gonna I'm like, well, I'm gonna watch the Bears, and I'm stuck watching Aaron Rodgers. But besides that, I haven't heard a peep. I haven't looked into him. I don't know how he feels about darkness retreat.
All right, that sums up the Aaron Rodgers debate right there, both sides of
I
it.
haven't heard a peep.
And Aaron Rodgers, as a 2 seed in that region, is taking on the Chicago Rat Hole. Now, you may remember earlier in this region, whoever filled in the Chicago Rat Hole is a 1 seed, and they advanced by beating people that sleep in socks. They advanced on taking on the Bears in the second round. So they could face each other in this region, the people that filled in the rat hole, or if the Chicago Rat Hole itself. Now,
Wait, why is the rat hole bad? It's just a hole.
Now, we brought this up on the air, Kenzie, where when you were on your maternity leave, as you are right now, almost done, and people brought up like Case.
Thanks for reminding me.
People brought up like Case to just the idea of fun.
No.
Which Case doesn't like fun. That he thinks, no, this is stupid, and people that go to it, I don't like them.
That's not, no. What a gross misrepresentation of character.
Okay, see if you can describe
I believe
it.
Brian.
Thank you, Kenzie.
Case closed.
I feel bad for the neighbors. Everybody's coming there. They're getting married. They're peeing. They're spray painting.
How is it different than any other street in Chicago? If you lived in Chicago, there's people peeing and wandering around doing all sorts of things.
This is a highly condensed area. You're not focusing on the entire city. You're focusing on a street corner. I feel bad for the neighbors.
I'll probably vote Aaron Rodgers because he's caused us a lot of pain for many years. This is like annoying. Mm-hmm. Even though he's not currently upsetting me, but like, you know.
I'm voting for Aaron Rodgers too, as well.
I just feel like the rat hole. I mean, it's just another hole, right? I mean, there's a lot of holes in Chicago. Like, there's so many. I don't know.
Holes in different area codes.
Period.
So, Case, I assume what are you going to vote for if you hate both of them?
I don't hate both of them.
You do.
I hate
You
Aaron
hate both.
Rodgers. I am indifferent towards the rat hole.
No, you're not. You don't like it because you don't like fun.
That's not nice.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.